the NBA naming their defensive player of the year after Hakeem Olajuwon. And Sean, it's amazing that he only won 2 defensive player of the year honors, despite being the all-time blocks leader, 9th in steals, 9th for a center in steals. Okay, that's pretty incredible. 14th in rebounding. Sean, I looked up in 89-90. Dennis Rodman won the award. Hakeem led the NBA that year in blocks with 4.6 per game. He averaged 2.1 steals, led the league with 14 rebounds. Rodman had zero point 0.7 blocks, 0.6 steals, and 9.7 rebounds. I get it. Rodman was a really good one-on-one defender, but come on, man. Hakeem Olajuwon, we can go through some of the other numbers. He deserved more than 2 of those awards.
He did, but really, from what I remember, Robert, and granted, look, I was just kind of a kiddo. I was a diehard Rocket fan at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. I mean, that era of basketball seemed like we were really approaching. And look, maybe it was like this before. You could speak to this too, and I'm sure guys that followed the game in the 60s and 70s maybe could speak to it as well. But it really seemed like it was let's spread the wealth kind of thing, and maybe a popularity contest, and who was playing in the bigger market for the better team. And if you just look at the numbers, you make a very good argument that Hakeem Olajuwon should have finished his career with 4 MVPs, probably 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards. I mean, he should have been really one of the more decorated players in history during his era, but he was blocked out by a lot of guys. You mentioned Rodman. David Robinson, I think, took another Defensive Player of the Year award away from him.
Yeah, it was a lot of analytics that they weren't looking at. Like, I just went through the numbers there. You got like a Michael Cooper winning one year. He had 0.5 blocks, 1.1 steals, and 3.1 boards, where Dream had 3.4 blocks, 1.9 steals, 11.4 boards. They were judging guys as individual defenders. Now I think the analytics guys realize you got to judge these guys with team defense.
You're listening to Houston Sports Talk.